Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Conquering with Praise. My name is Praise. If you're new here, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button down below and don't forget to hit the notification bell because I'll be posting 2 or more videos every single week. Now, let's get down to business. Let us talk about peer pressure. This is Teen Talk, episode 2. And today we're talking about peer pressure. As a teenager, peer pressure doesn't come only through friends. Sometimes you can look at your neighbor and feel pressured to live the life they are living. But mostly it happens at school or churches. In fact, everywhere. You see a person going out every week. They're going to drink. There's this saying, there's this South African saying, Sabawel, you Sabawel. They love that they're living, the life that they're living. Today I want us to talk about alcohol. Back then, there were this thing they called freaking, where they would hire taxis, buy booze, and bunk school so that they can be dancing in a taxi when the taxi is just going around making noise. And mostly it was done by rich kids. And sometimes you want to be part of the popular gang. You want to be known as the cool one. But it's not worth it. It is not worth it at all. Trust me, back in the day, I thought it was. Every time when I saw the taxis playing music and them dancing, I wished I had money, enough money to be able to pay to be in their group. But it is not worth it at all. Because most of the time, you don't even drink. Most people don't drink until their friend introduces them to booze. At home, you're a church-going person, but at school, you're something else. You're living a double life just because you want to impress your friends. I've seen a lot of people who live a double life. Who on Sundays you will find them worshiping the Lord like it's the last thing they will ever do. This other time, I saw this other lady. I'm calling her a lady because she's now grown. But back then, when we were little, she used to sing at church in the worship team. But at school, she was the meanest person ever. She was a bully. She used to drink. She used to sleep around with boys in classes. She was the worst. But when you see her on Sunday when she's worshiping and crying, You would sure she had a twin. You would be sure she had a twin and it's not her, but it was her. What is the use of leaving something else at home and leaving something else at school? Your teachers know someone else, but your mom knows someone else. To a point where when the teachers call your parents at school, your parents become shocked. And sometimes they deny everything that the teacher is saying because that is not their child at home. Their child is loving, is friendly, is always at home. But at school, because you want to fit in with your peers, you bunk school, you drink, you smoke, you're always at the principal's office, you're sleeping with boys at school. I'm going to say something that we don't talk about, but it is very, very important for me to say this. Women, there are a lot of cancers that has to do with sleeping with a lot of guys. So imagine sleeping with maybe 10 guys. And then when it's time for you to get married when you're 25, you can't give birth because your womb is destroyed. Your uterus destroyed. Everything about you, everything that has to do with you carrying your baby, all hopes gone. Just because of things you did when you were a teenager, because you wanted to be noticed. You wanted people to be like, I want to be like her. She's a bad bee. She's not afraid of anyone. Trust me, that's not a life. When you grow up, you will even regret some of the things you did. A story. When I was doing I was in 11th grade. So there was this teacher. He used to mark my papers wrong every time. So when I was in 10th grade, I used to get, on my history paper, I used to get more than 50. But when he started teaching us, the highest I got was 40. I used to get 30, 31, 32. Then, these are the time, because I wrote something that was similar, because I had read the textbook. I wrote something that was similar to the textbook. I took my papers, all 4 of my papers. He had marked 4 papers, and the highest I got was 40. The lowest was 30. So I took all of my papers, I took them to another history teacher. I was like, can you please check where I'm wrong? The one I got 30, that teacher marked me 70. The one I got 40, I got 60 something. I was over 60 on all of my 4 papers. To a point where he became pissed that I went to another teacher to ask him to mark my papers. And he was the head of the history department. So he told the teacher that he should change all my marks. and put like and put all the marks he marked for me. So when he was pissed, he came to class and he wanted to hit me. And my friends and the rest of the classes said, no, don't allow him to beat you. Don't allow him to beat you. You are not wrong. So because I was being influenced by my friends and the rest of the class, I looked at him and I was like, no, you are not beating me. And he was like, okay. He saw that the class was influencing me. So he was like, okay, I'm taking you to the staff room to beat you there. Fine. He took me there because I was influenced and I had that thing that I have to make my fellow students proud and not allow him to beat me. When I got to the staff, still I said no. He wrote a letter, put it in an envelope, and he told me to go and give one of my parents that he wants to see them at school tomorrow. You know what I did? I took that envelope, opened it, took the letter, read it, tear it in front of him, and threw it in the rubbish bin. And I told him that my mother does not work here. Both my parents don't work in the school. So no, they're not coming. So every time when he got to class, I would get out. Each and every time. And people would be celebrating. My friends would be celebrating. But I wouldn't be getting taught. I would be missing lessons. I think I missed 4 lessons. 4. Because I was being influenced by my friends. Thank God I passed. But imagine if that didn't sink in on the 4th week that no, I'm missing lessons, because it was 1 hour 3 times a week. Imagine missing 3 hours a day. No, a week. 12 hours in 4 weeks. Just because I wanted to make my friends proud. Trust me, it's not, because when they're influencing you, it is you who gets in trouble, and they're not. It is you every single time. Think about it before you do something. When people are cheering for you, before you respond, think of what you're about to do. Because trust me, they will not influence you when you're doing something good. They only influence you when you're doing something bad. Be wise. Until next time, peace.